question is related to photosynthesis. The very first thing that I've told you, it's an important question. What is the balanced chemical equation for photosynthesis? Yeah, we just discussed 6CO2, correct, gives C6, then 6O2. Okay, now we have an investigation. Let's go. There is an aquatic plant. Okay, we have added sodium hydrogen carbonate as a source of carbon dioxide because carbon dioxide is needed for photosynthesis. We have used a timer because we have to, if we are investigating the different wavelengths of light, then we have to give the exposure or to shine the light for a certain time. The time should be fixed, it should be constant. So that's why we are using the stopwatch. Why are we using this syringe? No, I've told you you need to think out of the box. What could be that? Why are we using syringe? So we are saying it's a oxygen, exactly. The for how much oxygen be is produced during a certain like process. Okay, okay. Then why are we using the thermometer? Temperature, correct. And why we are using color filters? Filters. Every light has a different wavelength. So we are checking the effect of wavelength. Okay, so the very first thing we must know about any process, why we are using a certain instrument. So here it's written we are investigating the effect of different wavelength of light. Okay, now the student have gathered this information. Okay, like violet light has been used, blue, green, yellow, and red. So you need to describe it. Describe means you need to use the values, you need to give the data. So it's a 3 mark question. How would you answer it? Okay, you will give the maximum first, okay, and then the minimum rate and the maximum rate. Then you have to mention a certain wavelength. At what wavelength the rate is maximum, or at what rate the rate is minimum. At what wavelength the rate is minimum. Okay, what else can be added? So we have seen J, G, G. Exactly. We need to mention this. S- So we are saying that as wavelength increases, the rate first decreases. The rate, what we are investigating, the rate of photosynthesis. So we have to use the same word as the wavelength of light. I have to mention this as well. Increases the rate of photosynthesis first decreases and then increases. So first of all, you need to give the general overview. Okay, and then you need to tell the values. First of all, give the general view of the graph or any table what is given. Clear? So this is how your 3 marks are justified. State how the student would calculate the rate of photosynthesis from that result. How to calculate a rate. Have you learned that in chemistry yet? How to calculate the rate of reaction? Not yet? Okay, so the rate of reaction is basically the change in the product or the change in the mass of reactant. Here we are talking about the oxygen, so we are detecting a change in volume over time. Sorry. So this is how we are calculating the what we're doing, the rate of reaction. So have they given us any certain period, at what period they are calculating? Have they mentioned any? For 5 minutes, where they have mentioned? In a question B. Okay, it's written for 5 minutes. So we will say that the volume will change, the change in the volume of carbon dioxide divided by 5 minutes. Correct? Okay. So this is applicable in chemistry as well. Okay, state why we keep the lamp as the same distance during the investigation. We are changing only the wavelength. Other things should be constant. Good. The light, so that the light intensity would remain same. Intensity would remain same. Okay, why we are adding sodium hydrogen carbonate? To provide carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. What are the three uses of carbohydrates? Three uses of glucose. Okay, it makes cellulose for cell wall. Okay, makes chlorophyll. Correct. Can be stored as starch. Correct.